Anyways, what else can we talk about? I live in New York City, and I moved there in October, and what I've noticed is there's a ton of paraphernalia for the events of 9/11, like memorabilia and things like that. And the one thing I see the most of is this bumper sticker that says "Never Forget," which I think is true. I don't think that we should ever forget. But I do kind of want to meet the guy that has forgotten. He's just like wandering around the financial district, and he's like, I swear to God, there were 2 buildings right here. What is everybody crying about? Oh shit! It's like wandering around Berlin in 1951 and being like, hey, what happened to all the Jewish people? You're gonna owe it that? Alright. Good enough. I smoke pot, if you couldn't tell. A friend recently told me, he was like, hey Andy, be careful if you take a drug test, don't eat poppy seed muffins, because it'll come back positive for heroin. I was like, dude, I think I'm in a lot of trouble. I've been eating heroin muffins every day for breakfast. I don't want that shit to come back positive for poppy seeds. Pot gets a bad rap. Pot, you only hear the negative side effects of it. It's got some positive side effects. I'll tell you about them right now. Pot, like you can have a joint, like it's a scenic drug, right? It's a scenic drug. You can have a joint rolled, ready to go, and somebody's like, hey, don't light that, don't light that. You see that mountain over there? Let's hike that shit and smoke it on top. That's a drug that just made you hike. They never talked about that in DARE class, did they? You might do something stupid like grow dreadlocks or play a drum. You might also go fucking hiking. Doesn't matter if you get lost, you'll meet a troll. No other drug works like that. Some dude's like getting ready to smoke some crack. His friend's like, hey man, don't smoke that crack just yet. Let's climb that mountain and smoke crack on top. The other guy'd be like, dude, are you smoking weed? What the fuck? I got pulled over in Roseburg, Oregon, and I rolled down the window of my Lamborghini, and the cop was like, he goes, yeah, this is a Lamborghini window. Really tiny. It's cool. It's antique-ish. I drive an antique Lamborghini. But I rolled down the window, and the cop looks right. He just goes, hey man, I'm smelling a lot of drugs. If I look around the car, am I gonna find any pot? And I was like, no, ugh, gross, no way, yeah. And he goes, well, hey, I have a dog in the back of my car that's trained to find drugs. If he looks around, is he gonna find anything? And I was like, yeah. Definitely. Actually, bring that, he's trained to find drugs? He's probably gonna find drugs I don't know are in the car. Get him up here. Can I borrow your magical dog? Where did that come from? Fuck Lassie. Jesus, can I borrow the dog? It's amazing. It can find, what breed is that? I went to Cirque du Soleil this year. Did anybody head up the Cirque du Soleil? Anybody jump on that train? Nobody? Anybody? No? Few people. That, you know why a lot of you aren't clapping? Because it's a $90 circus. Not a lot of people fleshing out the $90 to go to the circus these days. And I was like, I'm gonna spend the $90, but I gotta make up a criteria of things that have to be met for me to go to this circus, like for it to be worth that $90. So here's what my list was. First of all, I want to see somebody die. I think that's fair. $90 is a lot of money at a circus, and I think that's fair. I just want to see somebody die. I mean, it's not a mean thing. $90, come on. Second, I want to see a bear fight a clown. That's an easy fight to set up. Bears hate clowns, clowns hate bears. That's easy. You just tell them they were talking shit about each other, gang truce over. Third, I want to see a bearded lady juggle consecutively smaller bearded ladies like a live-action Matryoshka doll right in front of me. None of that shit had happened, at all. It was halfway through the circus, and I was like, bullshit, Cirque du Soleil, I want my money back. It's kind of awkward that I yelled that during the circus. But then they saved the day, people. I'm gonna tell you what they did. Here's a Cirque du Soleil floated a midget into the tent tied to 4 balloons. Hold on, some of you guys didn't get that, I guess. A midget suspended against God's laws floated into the circus tent, and then they pushed her out over the audience, and you gotta bop her around by her feet. Right then and there, I was like, that's the $90! Fuck the rest of this circus, $90 midget bopping. Let's do this. Let's do this forever, French Canada. Right after the circus, this guy comes up to one of the Cirque du Soleil employees and he's like, hey, you gotta tell me about that little midget lady. She is adorable. And the Cirque du Soleil woman's like really offended. She goes, she is not a midget. She is a little person. And I was like, yeah, that is true. That is the politically correct thing. But I don't know if you guys can take the moral high ground after you just tied said little person to 4 balloons and bounced her around the circus tent like a beach ball at a Bon Jovi concert. I don't know if you guys actually are on the moral high ground. You guys, my name is Andy Haynes. I have really enjoyed performing for you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the show. Thank you so much.
Andy Haynes, phenomenal. Yes, keep it going, yes.